Alright, this is 6.1, Law of Sines. In geometry, you were introduced to the law of sines. In Algebra 2, we retaught it to you. And now in pre-calculus, we're reteaching it to you again. So I'm going to kind of skip through some of the things. This should be a refresher for you. So you let me know how things are going in the lesson. So using the law of sines, the two topics we're going to talk about in this lesson is how to find missing sides and angles using the law of sines, and then how to find the area of a triangle with the side angle side. So the first thing is, what is the law of sines formula? So in your notes, you can go ahead and write down this piece. You're going to be setting up a proportion equaling a proportion. You choose two of the three fractions and then you set them equal to each other and you cross, multiply, and solve for the unknown piece. When you use the law of sines is when you're given an angle-side-angle triangle or an angle-angle-side triangle. So the things that I've highlighted here is what I want you to write down. You don't need to draw this picture of this triangle, but I just want to review with you. When you have an angle A, the side opposite angle A is side A. When you have angle B, side opposite is side B. And then the same thing with angle C. The side opposite is side C. So we do want you to get in the habit of drawing pictures when you have your problems, labeling all the sides. Alright, so here's our first example. We're going to go through and find these missing pieces. So we have a triangle ABC, and then we have two angles and one side. It's always a good idea to draw the picture, label all the sides and the angle measures. So if this is angle A of 40 degrees, side opposite is side A of 20 units. Then angle B is unknown, side B is also unknown. Angle C is 49 degrees, side C is unknown. So, pardon me? Let's set it up. Yep. So what do we want to find first? You tell me, what should we find first? How do you find angle B? Yep, the triangle sum theorem. The triangle sum theorem from geometry says the sum of any three angles in a triangle must always add to 180 degrees. So to find angle B, we would take 180 degrees, subtract out the two given angles, angle A and C. What are we left with when we subtract with angle A and C? 91 degrees. Alright, so then over in our picture, let's go ahead and put in 91 degrees. Now let's go ahead and find either side B or side C. How do we do that now? How do we find side B or side C?
Sine 40 over 20 equals sine, we want to find B, so sine of 91 over B.
Okay, so we're going to use the law of sines.
Yeah.
So we say the sine of 40 degrees, which is angle A, over side A, which is 20, equals the sine of B, which is 91 degrees, over side B. And now how do we solve this equation? I'd probably cross multiply. Cross multiply. Yep. Same process. Yep. So we take 20 times the sine of 91 degrees, and then side B times the sine of 40 degrees. And then what's the next step? Solve for B. How do we get that sine of 40 degrees removed from the right side? Divide both sides by it. So we have 20 times the sine of 91 degrees over the sine of 40 degrees equals B. Now go ahead and enter it into your calculator. What do you get?
I use a calculator for this one. I thought that.
Do you need a calculator? Yep, they're over there in the box. What do we get? Anyone want to share?
45.
What is it?
45.
45.5. Okay. Now, if we want to find side C, what would we use? Same process again. Are you okay with us skipping to find side C? Did you guys not get 45.5?
I got 31.
Yeah.
31.1.
Come on, man. Do it.
Little mistake there. So what is it?
31.1.
Okay. I think we're going to skip finding side C. But if you were, you would continue and you would use law of sines again. Why can you not use the Pythagorean theorem? It's not a right triangle. Okay, let's go on to this question. So here is a triangle. We have angle A, which is 32 degrees. We have side A, which is 5 units. And we have side C, which is 8 units. How do you find angle C? How do you find angle C? Help me set up the proportion using the law of sines. Okay, sine of 32 degrees over 5, side A, yep. And then equals sine of x, sine of c over c, which is 8. Now we'll cross multiply again and solve for sine c. So 8 times the sine of 32 degrees equals 5 times the sine of c. What's the next step? To solve this equation. Divide by 5.
Then you have to take the inverse.
Correct. Then you have to take the inverse side to find the angle measure. What is the decimal value of 8 times the sine of 32 degrees over 5?
0.8478.
0.8 what?
0.8478.
Okay. So now to find the angle measure, we need to use inverse sine. Make sure our calculator is in degree mode. So angle C is the sine inverse of 0.8478. And what's the angle of angle C?
57.9.
57.98 degrees? Okay.